Is everybody ready to build a boardwalk? Because I am. Welcome to Lucy the Elephant. My name is Rich Helfand. I'm the executive director here at Lucy. This is an historic day for all of us in Margate. I was born and raised in this city. I went through all the Margate schools. I lived here until I was 21, and I've worked in the city since 1992. For the last 18 of those years, I've been the director here at Lucy. When I was a kid, Margate was an awesome place to live. We had 3 miniature golf courses, and up until a few weeks ago, we had none. Thankfully, now we have one again. We had 3 supermarkets. We now have 1. We had a bowling alley and a movie theater. We have neither. We had more than 1,000 kids in our schools. We have less than 300 now. We had 12 teams of Little League. We have 0. We had an Atlantic County Junior Football League. We have 0. And up until 1944, we had a boardwalk. Today we have none, but that's going to change. Yeah. We are here today to support the rebuilding of Margate's Great Wooden Way. A boardwalk in Margate would do many things. It would make use of the useless part of the beach. I'm referring to the space between the bulkhead and the dunes. It would hide the unsightly pumps and fallout lines that have been installed. It would create much easier and safer access to our beaches for our seniors, for the disabled, and for families with small children. And before someone gets hurt or worse, it would take the runners, joggers, and bicycle riders off of Atlantic Avenue and put them on the boardwalk. Most importantly, it would bring back a sense of community to this wonderful town of Margate. The Save Lucy Committee wholeheartedly and emphatically supports this initiative to rebuild Margate's boardwalk. Glenn, I say to you and your dedicated group of people, all you need to do is remember that one person can make a tremendous difference. And I bring to mind Josephine Herron, Sylvia Carpenter, and Ed Carpenter. Those 3 superhuman beings took on the impossible 48 years ago. They decided to fight and save Lucy from the wrecking ball. They fought long and hard. They never gave up. And the result of their fight is right there. Today, she stands as a National Historic Landmark and the oldest roadside attraction in the United States of America. It's been a long time, and Lucy rarely speaks. So when she does, she always says something important. And today she's saying she wants her boardwalk back. Last year, we welcomed over 132,000 visitors that came to Lucy. And this year, we're on track to do even more. In the near future, we hope that many of our visitors will be visiting Lucy on the Margate Boardwalk. Ladies and gentlemen, the chairman of the committee to rebuild Margate's Boardwalk, Mr. Glenn Klotz.
This all started back in April with a story in the Down Beach Buzz. And I would like to thank Mel Taylor for that. Mel, would you please put your hand up there? Yeah, okay. I want to thank Mel Taylor because if he hadn't published that story, none of this would have happened. All right, and what happened after that is I found myself in the commission talking to the commissioners, and basically what I did in that meeting was I just asked them to find out whether or not a boardwalk was even feasible. I don't know what the law is. I know we had a new Army project. So I asked them to talk to the Army and to talk to the New Jersey DEP. And they did that. They actually did talk to the authorities, the state and federal authorities. What we found out is that the state and the federal government basically are not going to get in our way if we want a boardwalk. But all of you first are going to have to want a boardwalk. And to do that, basically we're going to have to take this to a referendum at some point in Margate. Okay, so we are working towards that. We might have to do a petition campaign, or maybe the commission, 2 of the commissioners will put it on the ballot. Either way, we'll do what we have to do to get it on the ballot. Also, okay, we wanted a higher standard than that. We also want all the homeowners because in Margate, who are not voters, many of them, to be surveyed. We want the city to do a survey. So we want both. We want everybody on board this, okay? We only want to do this if the voters say yes and the taxpayers also give us a thumbs up. We think that's the fair way to go, okay? There is another way, but actually the committee is not for that. 2 commissioners could build a boardwalk. But you know what? We've already witnessed on the beach what happens when one man decides to do something, right? I mean, what's down there today is down there because of one man, not because of the voters in Margate who voted 2-1 not to do it, okay? So what are we about? Why do we want to do this? We want to do this because we want to take advantage of what was done down there. Okay, we have a beach project, but we have a beach project that was essentially built to protect the boardwalk. That's what you have down there, but you don't have a boardwalk. Okay, so that's created issues.
So you've heard some of the reasons why we're trying to do this. For me, it started off simply because I have a family member that couldn't get across the dune without assistance. I felt robbed because we grew up here. We know this area very well. That sand's in my shoes. Not the construction sand stuff, but the sugar sand. That sand, the sand that we love. Many of us have traveled the world seeing different beaches, beautiful beaches. You come home and you say, really? I've got like one of the best beaches in the world here. I'm watching people schlep huge things trying to get it across the sand. People with handicaps, people that are aged that I can't hardly get through that. That's ridiculous. So why else? Yes, I want to get the kids off the streets. The streets are very, very trafficked on Atlantic Avenue. Can you imagine driving your bike onto the boardwalk and up to Atlantic City? That's huge. Huge. That's not small. We also have to know that this task is huge. It's going to take a lot of money to raise. We're going to have to raise it. We're going to look for grants. None of us want to see our taxes go through the ceiling. None of us. I want our city to flourish again. That's in our hands. The commissioners work for us, and we get to tell them what we want. I want a safe, reliable, accessible, money-generating boardwalk. Thank you.
After the beach project was completed, I saw a problem in our use of the beach. Access to the ocean side of the dune is hard to get to for families with kids, people with handicap disabilities. It's really a big problem for our older and younger people that are having a problem getting to the ocean side of the dune. Most of the Margate Beach has what we call a 150-foot dead zone from the bulkhead to the dune, and that people have to walk through to get to the ocean. Then, because of building the beach project, flooding became an issue on the beach, and with the rainfall, an outfall system has had to be built. Two of the 5 outfall pipes have been constructed, one on Vendome and Nassau Avenue, and 3 more will be constructed on Kenyon, Franklin, and Douglas. There'll be 5 outfall pipes between Vendome and Douglas, and this makes traversing the shoreline hard, and lateral access to the beach will be a problem for people walking along the shore. So our once natural beach that had 20+ handicap access streets now has 4 handicap streets. And these handicap access streets are basically holes cut into a bulkhead, but you still have to walk the 150-foot Moby map over the dune, and that's what they call a handicap access point. So our beach has been industrialized by a man-made project. Margate's beach project was built on a design for a town that had a boardwalk. Our beach project is just an extension of Atlantic City and Ventnor to those towns that have boardwalk access to the ocean side of the dune. The access to the beaches in Ventnor and Atlantic City are from the boardwalk down one side of the beach. Handicap access is done with hard structures from the boardwalk to the beach. In Margate, from the street till you get over the dunes, from the street you can't even see over the dunes to the ocean. And when you're on the ocean side, you can't see the street side of the dunes. So basically a wall has been built up between Margate and the ocean. So for me, I believe that for the good of, for all good, a beach project that was done in Margate for storm protection has degraded our connection with the ocean. So for these reasons, easier access for all to the ocean, to reconnect Margate back to the ocean, to give more vertical, unabated access to those that want to walk or run along the ocean, I joined the Margate Boardwalk Committee, and I'm an advocate for a boardwalk in Margate.
All right, I just want to talk about the route for a second. You can go to our site on Facebook, and you can also go to YouTube. We have a video up there that Ron Brown graciously did for us. He's our drone expert. And you can go in there, and you can put in the route of the Margate Boardwalk, and you can see the route. We have the route mapped out there for everybody to see where we're planning to build this boardwalk, or we're suggesting that it be built, okay? We don't right now have actual designs or plans, but all you have to do, really, is go down to Ventnor and walk on the boardwalk. I mean, basically what we want to build is right there. We want to extend that. We want to improve that, okay? We want to build a boardwalk with pavilions, the way it was in 1944, before the sea took it. We once had a beautiful boardwalk in this town, and it was loved. This we know from people that are still alive. Okay, why they didn't rebuild it? Well, for one reason, they made one mistake. When they built that boardwalk, they built it out over the ocean. I don't know why they did that, okay? But we're not going to do that. We'll protect our boardwalk the way Ventnor and Atlantic City has. It'll last for a very long time, and we will get enormous enjoyment out of it.
Everybody, thank you for coming. The best way to help, as Glenn and his committee said, please sign up as you exit the park. Please share what Glenn posts on Facebook with your Facebook. Social media is so powerful, and it's the best way that you can get the message out to the people that live and vote and pay taxes in this town. We do have the Rebuild My Boardwalk t-shirt, which we're selling here on your way out. They're $20. The money is going to the Boardwalk Committee and to Lucy's Restoration. These shirts are also going to be available starting tonight on Lucy's website, and all of the funds raised on these shirts will continue to go to the Boardwalk Restoration Committee and to Lucy. Thank you. Have a safe night, and enjoy the rest of the summer here in Margate, which will soon have a boardwalk.